And this is the third or fourth show after No Remorse, and we're continuing to slowly build Slammiversary, because obviously we've got, I think, 6 more shows after this before we hit Slammiversary. So obviously on the card we don't have too many matches announced, but that will hopefully change pretty quickly. We're going to move straight into the show, and we've got 3,123 people, which isn't great, at the Androscoggin Bank Coliseum in ME. It's not inside me, but yeah. ME is not Michigan, because that's MI. I don't know. In a terrible pre-show match. Fantastic. Zaya Brookside does defeat Jade in 5:16 by pinfall with an iconclasm. So D43. Brookside with a 34. Jade with a 40. Jade cannot buy a win at this. Whoop, that's too close. Jade cannot buy a win at the minute, unfortunately. Next match is Mustache Mountain defeating Sudden Impact in 12:42 when Tyler Bate, who has a new picture, defeats Mark Andrews by pinfall with a Tyler Driver 97. And 7 was unfortunately the weak link. But yeah, 7 was off his game, so he got a 50. Oh no, he got a 40. So yeah, Trent should probably start picking up the wins again. Coda, so Sudden Impact have great chemistry, which we know. Andrews with a 57, Ibushi with a 60, Bate with a 58, Trent with a 40. Trent does improve in performance though, so the reason far out. I'm not that tired that I should be forgetting names. Tyler has a new picture is because the person that makes this picture pack, which is this super awesome picture pack, I think, and I think it's made by Rybolt, has basically released a couple new pictures for some people. So there are a couple people that have new pictures, which we'll see throughout the show. Yeah, C60 is not too bad for where these guys are at. They're all mid-carders or lower mid-carders. And they're definitely 4 guys that are going to have a pretty big future in this company. So next segment is our opening segment. And so we see a vignette hyping up Austin Aries. It shows his previous run with Impact, his title wins, and that he is a certain lock for the Impact Hall of Fame later in his career, which I think he is. Like, he's one of the guys that when I think of Impact or TNA, I think Austin Aries. I think, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, James Storm, Ethan Carter, Austin Aries, Kurt Angle to an extent. Those guys. Anyway, he says, why do I want to win this tournament? Isn't it obvious? I'm a former World Heavyweight Champion. I've come back to make an impact, if you'll pardon the pun. Also, the Bullet Club rubbed me the wrong way. They're arrogant, self-obsessed, delusional guys that think they're the best, but they're not. Adam Cole, he's a decent guy, won a few world titles. Cody Runnels, current World Heavyweight Champion. Your time's coming up. Slammiversary, I walk in and become a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion because I'm the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. And I won't go down without a fight. I had a bit of a sore throat, so it may sound a bit weird when I talk. Say things. I might, sore throats suck. Anyway, Austin with a pretty great B-74. Masterful job of improvising interactions. And, that's right. The Bullet Club storyline advances and gains heat. Negative for being short, and apparently the Bullet Club's storyline's got low heat, which is stupid. And we start with Andrew Everett defeating Kyle O'Reilly. Red Dragon are here for a purpose. They're not here just to job, I promise. In 6:27 by pinfall with a shooting star press. I saw a shooting star press on Saturday for the first time, actually seeing it at a show. It was Matt Cross, I think, and they look really impressive in real life. They look impressive on TV, but in real life, you're like, fuck. That looked good. Anyway. D-41. Kyle is injured, so I'm not sure if it was last episode or 2 episodes ago. In a tag match, Kyle got injured, and I thought it was like a herniated disc or something. I thought, fuck, he's going to be out for like a year, but he's working through it, and he's only working through it for I think 2 months, which is ridiculous, but I'm happy for it because hopefully we can get him over a bit. Everett with a 40, O'Reilly with a 32. Everett improves in performance skills, all good. Yeah, negatives for O'Reilly, unfortunately. No negative crowd reaction, mainly just for being a beast and working injured. Next segment is not as great as I would have loved, but Mustache Mountain are chilling backstage. They're playing Uncharted. It's the first game that came to mind when I was thinking play a game. And they're just casually talking shit while doing it. And Bates says, "You see what I did to that idiot Travis Banks last week?" And, of course I did. Idiot couldn't wrestle his way out of a plastic bag. And then to go with the whole playing games, Tyler's like, "Wait, careful, you got some guys on the right." Anyway, it's not like he'll be back again. Then, actually, it looked like a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I probably wrote this at 12 o'clock. It looked like a lot of fun, and he didn't actually leave Impact. I saw him earlier today, so next week I'm going to beat the shit out of him too. D plus 51, so I'll just book that in. We'll be right back. So yep, these are next week's matches. So yeah, the second round of the tournament is not this week, it's next week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a week's break between them. To kind of space it out a little bit. Anyway, so next week we've got Aries versus Cole and Sabin and Caristico, and then Banks and Seven. So we move into, I think So we have Rachel Morgan actually making her debut tonight, because I realised like 5 weeks ago in game time I had a vignette for her and then I did nothing. They were meant to be like kind of vignettes every week, but then I was like, I don't want to start the vignette treatment again. Just going to debut her. She makes her debut, and I was so tired when I wrote this, obviously, because I've written that wrong. Rachel Morgan is making her debut tonight. She makes her debut tonight, yep. Rachel Morgan is making her debut tonight, and she gets in the ring and grabs a microphone. She says, "My name's Rachel Morgan. I'm here to show off. And no, not in that way. At least not to any of you. I'm here to win titles and look damn good while doing it. The rise of Rachel Morgan begins tonight." So yeah, bit of a bitch, bit of a slut possibly. Yeah, that's what that little, at least not to any of you, has kind of insinuated. C plus 66, sex appeal ratings do wonders. Yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's her best attribute, so I may have to abuse it. Next segment is her defeating Gail Kim, who's been a bit of a jobber, unfortunately. But, yeah, 8:41 by pinfall. Gail is looking very stale. Rachel was really off her game with a 21. Gail Kim with a 52. But she improves in Rumble. That's one good reason of having her in the ring with Gail Kim. Yeah, Gail has declining physical ability. I don't think I'm going to use her that much in a storyline sense. Maybe probably just to put people over. Maybe a Knockouts title feud every now and again. Do I expect to see her win another title? Probably not. It's just too bad. Next segment is... Whoa, that bombed. Ooh. We've got a long way to go with Phoenix. But we see a vignette of Phoenix highlighting his aerial ability and his athleticism. It hypes him up as the second coming of Rey Mysterio, and that he could be Mexico's next big megastar. And so yeah, starting to do something with Phoenix. We have him defeating Zachary Springgate. The fuck? We'll be right back. Alright, so I don't know if you heard that, but basically someone called me on Facebook and it came into my headset. And it confused the fuck out of me. I think it's because I might be signed in on Facebook on this computer. I got no idea if you heard it or not, but if you did, that's what happened. If you didn't hear it, that's what happened. Phoenix does defeat Zachary Springgate III in 3:42 and busts him open or something, I don't know, by pinfall with a Meteora. D plus 50, Phoenix with a 51, Springgate with a 31. No negatives, which is pretty nice. Next segment is Eli Drake and Caleb Conley defeating the Future in 5:54 when Eli Drake defeats Leo Rush with a gravy train. Eli with a 48, Caleb with a 43. So thankfully Caleb is starting to get some wins. He's starting to get over. Bennett with a 34, Rush with a 32. The new tag team on the block storyline has advanced, and Rush improves in flying, and Bennett improves in Rumble. So, and they, like, oh yeah, I think this is Leo Rush's return as well. Bennett has been jobbing out, but he's actually gaining overness from it. Like, he is getting over, he's just getting over a lot slower, and he's gaining skill improvements. And as you can tell by the name of the tag team, they're one for the future. So, yeah. If you're a fan of Leo Rush, don't worry. There is, like, big stuff to come for Leo Rush. Yeah, he's just getting over first. Getting over, and he's at the back of the line. They're at the back of the line in terms of priorities for getting, like, a huge push because they're young, they're not greatly rated and everything. But yeah. D plus 49 is not terrible. It's not great, not terrible. It's bad, I guess. Next segment is fucking great. That is why I brought Paul Heyman in, not for his bloody 60 C ratings, but for his B minus 76. Paul Heyman is seen talking backstage to Marshe Rockett. We can't hear what they're saying, but Rockett nods. The two shake hands, and they leave. Do we have our first Impact Paul Heyman guy? Do we? Do we indeed? Find out later, I guess. Next segment is Bram. He's in a dark place. He looks at the camera, chuckles, and says, James Storm, you're going to die. That's Slammiversary. Because I got your challenge. No DQ, you're on, but I'm not holding back. At Slammiversary, I'll unleash the real monster. C-minus 57, a new monster storyline has advanced. I'll book that in. We'll be right back. Okay, so we have our second match in for Slammiversary, and obviously we have Cody versus one of the four. So the card is shaping up to be not too bad. For Slammiversary, like Slammiversary is obviously our second biggest pay-per-view. Yeah, Storm and Bram and Magnus and Galloway, both pretty decent matches, and I think whoever faces Cody can get a B- out of him. Not saying that he's a bad worker, but he's not. I don't think he's on the level of Aries or Cole or Caristico in terms of, like, in-ring yet. I want to get him to that level, but yeah, as we can see in, like, he hasn't had too many great singles matches since he's left WWE. Not saying he hasn't had good ones. I'm just saying he hasn't had many great ones. Which, while we're talking about great matches, Okada and Omega 2 is it's fucking incredible. If you haven't seen Okada and Omega 2 from Dominion, go watch it. It's, in my opinion, the best match I've ever seen. It's better than their Wrestle Kingdom match. Stick around for the rest of the pay-per-view, I think, because I haven't seen all of it, but, like, 9 out of 10 matches are great. I still need to watch the Bucks match, and Naito and Tanahashi, and Kushida, and I think it's Kushida and Takahashi. But yeah, New Japan's fucking great. Watch New Japan, if you don't already. I'd assume you do. But, yeah. Next segment is our Knockouts title match. And as we can see, Rosemary has a new picture. A far better picture, if I'm honest. The whole tongue thing was a bit weird. And there goes my phone again. Luckily, it's just a message. So if you heard that, just ignore it. And next time I'm going to sign out of Facebook. Rosemary does defeat Brooke Tessmacher in 7:35 by pinfall by using underhanded tactics. Rosemary does make defense number 3 of her Knockouts title. So yeah, she wins. She wins dirty, but she wins. Rosemary with the 48. Brooke with a 35. The storyline has advanced. Negatives. Actually, no negatives. Yeah. Sweet. No negatives. Can't complain. Obviously, when they get more over, because as we can see, when they get more over and when they get better skills, fuck off, Facebook. That's going to become like excellent wrestling and a sizzling crowd. But yeah, I think they both have stuff to offer in the future. Definitely Rosemary and kind of Brooke. Okay, I'm going to sign off Facebook. I'll be right. Alright, now that that's been taken care of, Brooke has star quality and Rosemary does not. Yeah, they are also kind of two for the next couple years because I think they're both about 30, which means they've probably got about 5-6 years left in them. Because women tend to not wrestle as long as men, and men start to wrap up around 38, 39-ish. Unless you're Undertaker, in which you'll wrestle till you're 80. Or Ric Flair. D-Plus 48. It's building blocks. We're just getting this division over without sex appeal. Like, D-Plus 48 is a pretty decent women's match without sex appeal for where we are. Next segment is... Oh, wow. I thought that would do better. I've had segments where this has been like a 75 B-. But the Broken Hardys are home at the compound hanging upside down. And... Matt says, do you see, Brother Nero? Sleeping like a bat does help the side of your eyes, does it not? And Nero says, you are correct, because it's the broken universe. We can go as fucking stupid as we want, and I love it. I can see all the way across the compound, and Skarsgård is in trouble. And Matt says, it's okay, Brother Nero. Skarsgård is a dilapidated boat. He shielded me from the fire of... the fire you fucking shot at me, you bastard. He can defend himself against other things. Anyway, Carter, that is the third Ethan, and outsider Randall. You put up a delightful fight last week, however you are not the chosen ones. We did not have a final decision about our match. If you want another one, you are permitted. And he is not suited to his gimmick. The storyline advances but loses heat. No work improvements, and I'm quite happy with fucking drinking! I'm not happy with fucking drinking. I had my first beer the other day, actually. It tasted like shit. I'll get used to it eventually. Yeah, because I turned 18 last week. So, happy days. I'm quite happy that the fact that I've got kind of gone, you know what, Ethan Carter and John Hennigan, that'll be a good tag team. Chuck them together. Just building around the tag division. Good stuff. Next segment is... not great. I'm trying to get these three over. Andrew Everett more than anyone else, though, because I'm quite a fan of Andrew Everett. Chris Hero was walking backstage towards Gorilla, which I've now just realised is not spelt like the tactics, but spelt like the animal because of Gorilla Monsoon. I knew it was Gorilla Monsoon, but for some reason I thought, I'm going to type it like Gorilla Tactics. This is why you don't write shows at 12 or 2 a.m. in the morning or whenever I wrote this. When he's assaulted from behind by Lee and Everett, who beat them down, stomping all over him. They go to leave before Lee crouches down over Hero. He's just holding his title. He says, seems like you need a hero. He walks off laughing, and Everett kind of stands there. He's conflicted, but he does walk off after Lee. Is he starting to have second thoughts? Yes, no, maybe. Find out later. D43... Gregory Shane Helms is still connected to them, even though I don't really use him in segments. And the storyline does advance. Negatives, no negatives again. And we move... that's a bad rating. But Zack Sabre Jr.'s here. Braxton Sutter comes down to the ring, and before he says a word, he just points to the entrance. And out comes Zack Sabre fucking Jr. ZSJ makes his way into the ring and they shake hands, and Braxton says, yep, I've got my backup with me now. I've got a proposal for you, Decay. At Slammiversary, we have Sutter and Sabre Jr. versus the Decay. If I lose, I'll come with you. I'll come back to your compound. Zack Sabre Jr. says, but we aren't going to lose, so we don't have to worry about that. Now come on, boys. Get out here. Havoc and Haskins then come onto the stage. They stare at them, and Mark Haskins goes, "You really want this, Braxton? Well, if we have to, you're on." And Jimmy looks at them and goes, "We're going to fucking kill both of you." So Zach has a very good fan favorite gimmick, and the new Decay storyline advances, but loses heat. So I got to learn what all four of these guys' strengths are. Zach's strength is in the ring, not entertainment, unfortunately. Negatives for Jimmy Havoc, really. Doing this with a sore throat's not fun, but I'm nearly done, so I might as well continue. I'm going to book that in, and we'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, this is our match, and I've just gone through our tag teams and realised we've got about like 14 different tag teams. Most of them have debuted. I think there's one or two that haven't. But yeah, so we've got quite a deep tag team division, which is pretty good. I didn't think it was that deep, and I've just realised it's fucking deep. And most of them are really good teams. They're just not over. Or underrated in this mod. So thank you, Flash. Next segment is not too bad. This is the start of a storyline that will be very interesting because someone... Yeah. We see a pre-recorded promo from Mike, Bennett, and Maria. They're at their house just enjoying a week off. Mike says, "I'm not going to lie, I haven't had the best couple of months. That's all about to change because I've been approached by someone that had a proposition." So here's a spoiler. The Miracle Workers are coming. There's nothing you can do about it. So the Miracle Workers storyline advance has started with this segment. So yeah, someone's coming in to form a tag team with, or maybe a tag team, maybe another man. Yeah. Mike Bennett, the man with two managers, to form a kind of alliance with Mike Bennett, maybe. Yeah, I think you'll be very interested. Something I haven't seen done. Like, I've never seen this combination before. But the Miracle Workers, yeah. Feel free to speculate below who could be coming in to be Mike's tag team partner. I won't say if you're correct or not, unless it's something ridiculous. It's like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mike Bennett. What a tag team. Yeah, it's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wish, but it's not. Yeah. C62 is not too bad. I think that's sex appeal and microphone. Next segment is another solid promo from Adam Cole. It's no 90A, but it's a B-. I'll cop it. He's just relaxing backstage with the camera. He might be lying back, his feet up, Bullet Club shirt on. Ring of Honor world title draped across his chest or something. I don't know. Cole says, "Why do I want to win this tournament? It's simple. I'm the second in command of the Bullet Club. And if the two people in the world title match are members of the Bullet Club, the title stays in the Bullet Club. Hell, I might even just let Cody pin me if he asks me to. He's the leader. And if he tells me to lay down, I'll lay down. It doesn't matter because my stock will stay where it is. It won't go down because I'm Adam Cole, baby. And you do not." He's legit like, "I'm Adam Cole. I could kill a baby and my stock would be where it is because I'm Adam Cole." Storyline advances with another solid segment. This storyline, since we've kind of brought like Austin in and we're giving Cole more kind of character and more speaking, where other people aren't rated. So like segments where I've rated the whole Bullet Club, except maybe Chase Owens, it's gone down. But just a microphone on Adam Cole gets you a nice rating. Storyline advances, no negatives. Next segment is just a bit of development for Drake and Conley. They're celebrating backstage, and Caleb says, "We are doing so well, man. We've got to be in line for a tag shot or like, I don't know, something." And Eli says, "Yeah, dummy, to be honest, we're really gelling together. I'm enjoying working with you. I'm not just in it for me. We're a team, And that is just a fact of life. So Eli's had a bit of a change of heart. They're a proper team now. He's not just like, yeah, I'm going to stab you in the back when I'm done with you. He's kind of like, no, we're a team. You know, you're my friend. These guys, yeah. See, if there was a tweener option, these guys would be tweeners. I'm kind of booking them like faces, but they are heels. And they might balance it out with a couple heelish actions. But the storyline advances and gains heat as we continue to get these two legends over. Next segment. Matt Riddle. I'm going to need to get him a mouthpiece eventually. We get a video sent in by Matt Riddle, and he says, Lashley, bro, you made a mistake by attacking me, but I got you back. How does it feel to be a first-round dropout? Because I feel fantastic. You know, I've got a little proposition for you. We're both used to big fights, big stages and all that. Slammiversary. Riddle, Lashley. The biggest fight of my career, a chance for both of us to prove that we are the best crossover in history, because Brock Lesnar has nothing on us, you know. Brock Lesnar's the third guy in this feud that you never see. Riddle walks up to a punching bag and in a single, he just hits it once and it splits open. He looks back at the camera and says, what do you say? So, apart from that dreadful rating, we are continuing to build Riddle and Lashley. Moving on to our final kind of interview. Saban doesn't get one because he had a promo last week where he basically said why he's winning the tournament. So I thought, do I really need to say it again? Chris Jericho says, why do I want to be World Heavyweight Champion? Because no one from my country has done it yet in Impact. Like, obviously, Rey Mysterio has won the world title and stuff, but I'll be the first. Because Rey Mysterio never set foot in Impact. Neither did Mascara Dorado, who is Grand Metalik, I think. I'll be the first Hispanic Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Did not mean to do that. And I'll go down in the history books as the first. That's what matters. The number one. First. Carisco can speak English. So, he's actually rated on, I think, Microphone or Entertainment. And we're building a bit of character for him. He wants to be first. He wants to be the first. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the first ever Hispanic Impact World Champion. Whether he becomes obsessed with becoming first or not, we'll have to see. Because he is a face, but I feel like he could be a decent heel as well. Bullet Club storyline does advance. C plus 67 is not a bad rating. And we'll move on to another new feud. So yeah, we have 14 storylines going, which is bloody hard to fit into a 2-hour show. So I might make it a 2.5 hour show. I think 3 hours is overkill. But yeah, eventually we are most probably going to have to do a brand split because fuck, my roster is like big. I've released like 15 guys. We've still got like 80 wrestlers. And half a women's division doing nothing. We return to see Alex Shelley in the ring, and he's back after an injury sidelined him for, I think it was about a month and a half. Thanks to Ring of Honor. So, thank you, Ring of Honor. He says, so I'm back. I'm going to have a bit of a run in the singles division. But that's not to say Chris and I have split up. We're still the Motor City Machine Guns. We're still a tag team. We've just both decided to chase singles championships for a bit. Chris is involved in the tournament to fight Cody at Slammiversary, and I'm looking to capture the X Division Championship or the Grand Championship. And he gets interrupted by Aaron, who looks less than pleased, and Aaron says, oh, please stop, Alexander. We're sick of you and your guns. You got injured, we moved on. It was great without you here. Why are you back? So how about you do me a favor? Get out of my ring. And Shelley says, actually, we're both free right now. So how about we have a little match? Aaron says, okay, I shall enlighten you on how to respect your superiors by showcasing my exquisite wrestling ability. And the Intelligent Machine Gun storyline has started with this segment. And the match does quite well. Ooh, so close to a B-. Alex Shelley does defeat Aaron Rex in 12 24 by submission with a Border City stretch. Shelley with a 66, Rex with a 64. Rex is also one that I'm not trying to drop out, but it's just kind of happening. Now that he's in a storyline again where I'm not focusing on trying to get Matt Riddle over, but trying to get both of them over, he should pick up a few good wins, hopefully. Advances with the storyline advances and gains heat. Negatives for the low heat, which is stupid because it's just started. And the storyline also advances with Shelley grabbing the win, and he just starts to celebrate, but he's immediately cracked in the back of the head with an elbow from Rex. And the crowd boos as Rex walks to the back, clearly furious with his loss. So yeah, where do we go from here? Who knows? I don't even know at the minute. Next segment is a great segment. Pepsi's fucking good. Just like Drew Galloway on the mic is fucking good. Magnus is backstage just minding his own business, and he's attacked from behind by Drew Galloway, who knocks him down with a brutal elbow to the back of the head, which has become a bit of a theme of tonight, I've just realised. Galloway, he smiles and looks right into the camera. He says, "I did a bit of digging, and I found something incredible. McGregor, you wanted to be a wrestler. Well, yeah, you started training when you were 15. You couldn't cut it. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. See, this is why you're jealous of me. Why you're jealous of, like, everyone. Because I'm everything you wanted to be, but I'm not. This is why you try to push me down." And as for Magnus here, his career is starting to wind down now. Not because he's old. Because he's actually quite young. He's like 20, 29 or 30. All because of you. All because you brought him back. Now, you see, I'm still not being treated with the respect I deserve. That's why after I retain my Grand Championship, I'm going to kill Magnus. Slowly. Because you just aren't getting the message. Storyline advances, and this is my favourite storyline to book at the minute. Low heat, fuck off. It's like on a B-, I'm pretty sure. It'll be on a B- after this. Next segment is our main event, and that is a pretty great match as well. A good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. I reckon if we had Cody in there, maybe swap Christico over with Chris Sabin, that would have had a good reaction. It's just because Sabin's not the most over. Hopefully after this he will be relatively over. But Aries and Sabin do defeat Caristico and Adam Cole in 22-20 when Austin Aries defeated Caristico by pinfall with a brainbuster. And Sabin was the weak link, so what I'm talking about. He has a 57, whereas Aries has a 70. Cole and Caristico both have 74s. And Cole and Caristico show excellent chemistry teaming together, which is interesting to say the least. No worker improvements. The storyline advances. Negatives will be for, basically holding back, inconsistency, and the fact that it's 3 faces and 1 heel. The final segment. Austin Aries debuts a new power spot that showcases his ability to sell well. His psychology will be helped by able to use it as a go-to spot in the future, which is great because his psychology is like a C or a C+, and if it's to get someone to call a match in the ring, it should be like a B-. So hopefully that bumps it up to almost a B-, so that he can start calling matches in the ring. But Sabin and Aries have picked up the win here tonight, and they celebrate temporarily before they turn around and see Cole and Caristico just staring at them. And the show ends with all 4 men staring at each other in the middle of the ring. The storyline loses heat. Damn it. And we're going to end. So we end the show there with a B- 72. It increases our popularity in 29 regions. That's a really good show for us at the minute. Not a hugely noteworthy show in the scheme of now. Like, as of right now, I feel like if I come back to this show in a couple months with things like, starting the character of, properly starting the character of Caristico, introducing the miracle workers and everything, I feel like it'll be a relatively noteworthy show with context. But yeah. So I'm gonna leave it here. Tell me, what storylines are you enjoying? What are you not enjoying? I've said this several times now, but I'll keep saying it in case someone's new. Also, if you're new, there's a playlist. It's got every episode except for I think one of them, which I will add in when I can. I think it was like episode 11. I accidentally forgot to not put in the playlist. But if you're on the channel, it's pretty easy to find. What you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying, all that. Remember to comment, subscribe. We're like so close to not 1,000. Oh, 1,000. I wish. We're really close to 100 subscribers. So hopefully I can get 100. We can get 100 subscribers in the next couple weeks. Who knows? By the time this is released, this is hopefully the last of my bulk kind of recording. We could have already hit 100. Yeah. It's going to be a lot more recent by the time you see this, don't worry. I'm probably going to put the game down for a couple days and I'm going to try and release every day so that we catch up hell soon. So yeah, what did you think of the show? Long comments are like hugely appreciated. If you look at like 9 out of 10 of like Christian Styles comments, you see like he goes through the whole show. I'm not asking that for every comment, but like, it's really great to see. I do really enjoy it. It's made my day once or twice. So yeah, we'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next episode.